Hey guys, welcome to the Scientific Bitcoin Institute's YouTube channel. My name is Saverio and I'm the media director of the Scientific Bitcoin Institute. So I thought it would be a good idea to go through the core tenets of the Scientific Bitcoin Institute's manifesto and then also provide some other useful info with you guys. So let's get to it. So we believe that Bitcoin is more than just a currency, an asset, or a technology. It is a self-organizing, decentralized system rooted in energy and cryptography, governed by precise mathematical laws and akin to natural phenomena such as planetary orbits, biological ecosystems, or social networks. At the heart of this system lies the power law theory, the only coherent, empirically validated framework that explains Bitcoin's long-term behavior, such as its price, adoption, and network metrics. And we believe that this all requires further inquiry. So let's go through some of the main tenets. So what we've definitely learned is that Bitcoin is a decentralized, self-organizing system that mirrors the complexity of natural and social phenomena, from celestial mechanics to ecosystems to the internet. And it challenges conventional notions of value, governance, and coordination. And the Institute recognizes this inherent complexity and treats Bitcoin as a unique laboratory for studying emergent behaviors, offering insights into the interplay of technology, economics, and sociology. So what's really interesting about Bitcoin is that it's analogous to biological cells that take inputs, but create and control their own internal structures. Thus, you could say that Bitcoin is a self-creating and self-managing system, and there's a scientific term for it called autopoiesis. And the Nakamoto consensus mints Bitcoin, secures it, and puts it on an easily audited, decentralized, and time-chained ledger. And Bitcoin is on the opposite end of the spectrum from fiat currency, which is fully allopoietic, created and maintained externally. And gold sits in the middle of this spectrum. It is homeostatic in its elemental identity. And you could say that its monetary usage also requires external management to a certain degree. Bitcoin implements a self-sustaining game theory that causes rapid participant growth in a viral manner. And Bitcoin's proof of work based consensus algorithm is the cornerstone of this incentive structure. So how is Bitcoin still going strong after all these massive 85+% crashes and all these doomsday predictions? Well, we believe that Bitcoin's hash rate acts as a thermostat, stabilizing the network through a power law relationship with price. Halvings, the difficulty adjustment, and minor dynamics, and also the Nakamoto consensus protocol ensure anti-inflationary properties, distinguishing Bitcoin from unsustainable exponential systems like fiat money, Ponzi schemes like BitConnect, or bubbles in financial markets. And this balance enables steady power law growth. So where does Bitcoin get its value from? Because critics always argue that Bitcoin is inherently worthless because it doesn't produce anything. But this is complete nonsense because we believe that Bitcoin's value is rooted in its network and can be described by a generalized Metcalfe's law for which value scales as V being proportional to n to the power of y, with y being around 2. And feedback loops among users, miners, and investors amplify adoption and price discovery, creating a self-reinforcing system. And as the network scales, it becomes eligible for new classes of investors to enter. And growing institutional participation enhances scaling by boosting liquidity and sentiment. So, despite what the naysayers are saying, it is clear that Bitcoin follows power laws. And the power law theory is a scientific model with more than 90% explanatory accuracy across the 8 orders of magnitude of price growth that we have seen over the past 16 years or so. And Bitcoin's price, hash rate, and active addresses all exhibit power law relationships. For example, you can say that price is proportional to time to the power of 6, addresses is proportional to time to the power of 3, and hash rate is also proportional to price to the power of 2. And these scale invariant patterns observed over Bitcoin's entire history demonstrate that it behaves like a physical system, not a speculative asset. And power laws govern complex networks from social media to galaxies. And Bitcoin's adherence to them reveals its robustness and general predictability. The algorithmic structure of Bitcoin governance also leads to predictive and explanatory power. And as a prime example, the power law has successfully predicted price milestones and long-term trajectories. And unlike speculative models, it is testable, grounded in network theory, and validated by data. Finally, we believe that power laws are ubiquitous in physics, biology, and social systems, as noted by researchers such as Jeffrey West and Didier Sornet. And Bitcoin's unique adherence to them also sets it apart from other cryptocurrencies, underscoring its role as a paradigm for studying complex systems. So those were the core tenets of the Scientific Bitcoin Institute's manifesto. And by the way, we've also made an extensive series named The Physics of Bitcoin, where we go through the same things in an engaging format for people who are not very familiar with all of these scientific concepts. So I definitely recommend watching that series as well. And Giovanni is also working on a book. It's going to be released next month. At first, you can actually buy it in the Kindle format, but I'm pretty sure there's going to be a paperback version of it as well. I'm one of the few people who have had the pleasure of reading Giovanni's new book, and obviously I'm not going to spoil it for you guys, so you're going to have to order the book for yourselves. But I also advise following our social media channels. First of all, we have the Guantanamo channel where both Giovanni and I post videos. Also, Giovanni is very active on X, and so is Steven. And Steven also has his own YouTube channel. And I do have my own channel as well, where I post some market updates and plan on posting some other types of videos as well in the future. So yeah, definitely follow all of those platforms. I'm going to post the links in the description. So that's pretty much it for today. And the people at the Scientific Bitcoin Institute are working hard. For example, there are people working on the website. I'm currently working on the different media platforms and the banners and the logos. And obviously Giovanni and Steven are working on scientific research, and Giovanni is also finishing his book. So stay tuned. We're going to be posting more videos in the future. This is Saverio speaking, and as always, thanks for watching.